It's 2 o'clock. We'll call this meeting the County Commissioners to order. Please join us with the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, and thanks everybody for being here today. We will begin with the minutes of our previous meeting. Is there any additions or corrections to our previous minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve minutes of the March 19 meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
First up, Community Corrections, represented by Mr. Steve Bills. Steve, you're up for a grant application approval.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. And here's kind of just a breakdown of what we're asking for. Yes, the state, every year it seems like the timeline gets earlier and earlier, so our grant, we have to have it filed by the 12th of April this year. So it's kind of been a rush for all the agencies. And I'm actually representing myself at Community Corrections. The Prosecutor's Diversion Fund comes through a Department of Corrections grant. Probation gets grant money from Department of Corrections, and then the drug court as well. What you have there, I just handed you, is basically what we asked for last year. The first 6 lines are what each program asked for last year. In total, we were, or that's what we were awarded last year, I should say. We were awarded $1,012,641 for this year that we're operating in right now. Our request for 2025, and I don't mean to laugh, but we all know where this is probably going, but we're asking for $1,363,528.77. So we're asking for an increase of $350,887. And that's all the programs. Each program asked for more money this year. Community Corrections, we asked for $160,000 more. 60 of that, we lost 61,000, like 212 or 222 this year from 23. And that was jail treatment, all came out of our jail treatment money that we had requested. And there were some different reasons for that. I'm hoping they give that back to us. And also ask for $50,000 more for the other 2 grants that we have to do. One, they separate work release, the residential work release, and the home detention and other services that we offer. So myself, we asked for $160,000 extra for 2025. If we get any of that, I'll be excited and maybe a little surprised, but I'm hoping. But now's the time to ask. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it. So we all asked for a little bit. And what you have there is at our advisory board meeting, Tracy, you were there, I know. Jane, were you at the? We have to break it down by state policy, state Department of Corrections rules. We have to prioritize our funding that we're asking for. So we broke it down pretty much the same as it's been for the last several years. All the programs are important. Of course, I like to think ours is the most important, so ours has always been at the top, but it's all the funds come through the Community Corrections grant, so that's where we're at on that. As you can see, I asked for the $60,000 back on the jail treatment. I put it at the very bottom. That's not something that's real pressing. That doesn't create anything. We didn't have to eliminate a job when we lost that money. and it's not going to create another job if we get that money back. It just helps offset some of our costs. So what I'm asking for today is a letter for us to all apply for our grant for 2025 and get that sent in. Probably all of us will send it in this week, I'm sure. And it's due on April 12th. And the letter that Jane has the letter. It's pretty much a standard letter we've done. From looking back and researching, this was my first year to do the actual entire grant. I helped a little bit last year, here and there, but this was my first time. So I was probably a little anxious at times and in a hurry to probably get mine done, but just want to make sure I had it done in plenty of time. So the letter is just basically saying that we have your approval to file for our grant or request the funds.
Well, I hope you can get some of the increases at least that you're asking for.
Yeah, we may. One side of me likes to think that the meeting we all had with them over at the new center when they came down to visit, the 4 people from the state, 4 individuals from the state, went really well. And as recent as 2 weeks ago, I sent a letter from the prosecutor's office in support of the Female Work Release Center to Liz Darledge, who was here that day. And she, again, came back very complimentary of our county and the collaboration between all the agencies that we have here. And I can tell you from trainings I've gone to for years that it doesn't happen everywhere like it does here. It's we're very fortunate the way it works here between all the agencies that are involved in this work. And she was, when I sent the letter from Betty, she was very, very thankful for the letter and again complimented about her visit and about the letter from Betty Jones.
They seem to be kind of surprised at how well we all got along.
They were extremely. It doesn't happen very often. Any of these guys that have been to any of the meetings around the state can tell you it's highly unusual.
Well, that's kind of foreign to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd want to live in those places or not.
Well, most of them don't enjoy their jobs very much, I can tell you. It's a battle every single day.
Yeah.
So, the work's enough, and then on top of that, when you're battling within agency to agency, it makes it more difficult. So we're thankful for that, and you guys are a big part of that. Council, all of these guys, the other agencies, prosecutor's office, sheriff's department, all the agencies, city police department. We need agency assistance at all, anytime we call. If they're available at all, they will get somebody to help us.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve that letter of application for your grant for all these agencies, and the total was
$1,363,528.77 against all the agencies.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale, to approve the 2025 fiscal year 2025 grant applications for community corrections and all related services. Any further question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
3 ayes, Jimmy.
Can you say that dollar amount one more time?
$1,363,528.77. I tried to round all my numbers up, but there were a couple in there that were right down to the penny. So,
Steve, you only asked for one signature. I'll sign this, and then Jane, you.
I can get it to you, or if you want to sign it, he can give me the copy afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll make sure all the other, they all have to attach it to their electronic grant application that they'll be sending in this week, I'm sure. And I'll make sure that everybody gets one to get back to Jane as well.
Thank you.
The main thing, you just don't want to be late getting it in.
Oh, absolutely no. Mine's probably going tomorrow.
Okay.
And this was kind of unexpected. Alana surprised me while I was off a few days last week with a possible new hire. It's a 144 for just a part-time facility officer in the back. Is willing to work second and or third shift. Has another job full-time, but he would like that, and he eventually would like to come to us. And if we can get enough hours for him as a part-time employee, he would like to come to us for and leave his other employment.
You need this taken care of today?
If you can, it's again, right now we're looking at just a few days a week, just to fill in where needed, or if we have any type of issues with anywhere else. Coming up on summer, a lot of the guys take vacation time, and it makes it real difficult. You know,
Yeah. You said this is part-time?
he's part-time.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve for the hire of Zachariah McKee for facility officer part-time.
We have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale, to approve the 144 request for community corrections to hire one Zachariah McKee for a part-time facility officer position. Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, James. There you go, Steve.
That's it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. You guys need to say? Brandon?
Ryan, do you have anything other than this?
No, I do not. Just here to
Okay.
support Steve.
You and Brandon,
Well,
you okay? Did you have anything else on this that you wanted to talk about?
on this specific grant, no. But I was told that I should come in and notify you guys of my intent to put in for the opioid settlement grant money again. Last year, you guys had given the drug court about 35 grand for bringing on a part-timer, and we were able to get that part-timer in, but it took a few months to actually get them up and going. So I know that that money is getting ready to come back around. I was given it for 1 year to get that position up and going, and then I need to come back and talk to you guys again about a year two. So I guess this is just my notification. I don't know when you guys intend to have that conversation again, but I'd like to be considered, if I could, for trying to get some of that money in for that part-timer to keep her on, please.
Okay, well, now is the time to be letting us know, that you're going to be interested. As of today, we don't have any meetings scheduled about this yet, but I know we're going to have to do something fairly soon, because it's getting that time of year again. So we'll take note
All right, thank you
and
very
be
much.
expecting you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Is county recorder here? I don't see her. We had a job description issue with that office to take care of. Have either one of you heard any feedback from her on that job description?
I haven't.
Okay. You want to take care of that today?
Might as well.
Okay. What's your pleasure?
I'm going to approve the new job description.
It was specifically, was it consider the person, their title? We got it here. What the job description is. Yeah, for the preservationist, archives clerk in the recorder's office, but it's part-time position. I'll second that.
Okay, we have that back so we don't lose it. We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve a job description for a preservationist and archives for a part-time position that's going to be created in the recorder's office. Any further question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay. EMA Director Wade Walling, do you have anything today?
I do have one, well, actually a couple of things. Tonight, I'm going to the council meeting for the appropriations of the LAPC funding. I wasn't sure if I needed you guys' approval for that. I sent it to Jane to put on the council's agenda, but I just wasn't sure if you guys needed that. That's funding that we get from the state for Sarah Title II, which is our local emergency planning committee. I just need to get that money appropriated into my budget so the committee can use it as they need to.
And say again what the LAP?
It's Sarah Title II, which has to do with hazmat chemical spills or incidents. So all of the facilities within Fayette County that produce or have hazardous materials and chemicals on site, they have to report to the state and through the emergency management office. So we receive funding to help organize all of that. And I have an entire list of budget line items for the LEPC, or Local Emergency Planning Committee, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, if they're going to send you money to do that, then by all means, you don't want to leave it on the table.
And I talked to Mike White at State, who runs the LAPCs for Homeland Security, and he said we'll be getting another draw of roughly around $3,500 again this year sometime. So
Sounds good.
Do we need to make a motion to approve it, to take it on to council, or just let it?
that was my only question. I wasn't sure, so I figured I better bring that up before we get there tonight.
Well, you can, if you want to.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to send Wade Walling to the council tonight to try to get their approval on.
It's not necessarily an additional appropriation. It's money that's already there. I just have to appropriate it.
Yeah. Get approval for appropriation of the funds that he has on hand. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. 3 ayes.
Thank you. The only other things that I wanted to talk to you all about real briefly is the Community Foundation Grant, Duke Energy, Whitewater Valley RMC, and Rush Shelby Energy Grant. I would like to apply for those for some equipment. I'm going to try to help Sheriff's Department get some equipment for one of their guys, as well as for our emergency management team, volunteers. And typically those grants, you really have a cost share or a match to them. But I'd like to get Commissioner's approval to apply for those.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to allow Wade to apply for Duke Energy,
Fayette County Community Foundation Grant,
Community Foundation,
Whitewater Valley RMC,
RMC,
and Rush Shelby RMC.
Rush Shelby RMC grants. Any further question? All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Keep Joe Lisa in the loop on those.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
She's our,
Yep. Yeah, we've been working quite a bit together on stuff, so trying to make things happen. So
okay.
that's all I have. Any other questions?
What's the weather supposed to happen?
So we're still under a flood warning with our river. If we get more rain, it's just going to continue causing the river to go up. They changed our flood stage back in February of this year from 20 foot to 17, and then down to 14 and 10. So flood stage is at 10 foot now, and we're at like 9.8 inches. So I think by the next update I see we'll be above 10 foot. They're expecting it to crest around 15.6 inches, 15 feet 6 inches sometime tonight. But it just depends on how much rain continues getting up north of us and how much we continue to get. So we could be dealing with flooding issues tonight and tomorrow. So
Could be worse.
it could be. So hopefully it doesn't get that way.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
All right, thanks, Wade. Highway Department, Jay, do you have anything to report today?
Good afternoon. I have not heard anything from the truck people yet. I don't know whether they're still trying to figure out whether they're getting trucks or what, before they may tell you what they're gonna do. So I don't know. I got a paperback from the oil guy on the companies that do chip sealing. I've got 2 names, I'll give you a copy of that. But I need to, before I call them, I need to figure out how much we're gonna spend and what roads we wanna do, because we went out and checked roads, and you can about pick any road to do it, because they all need overlaid. Yeah, okay, what I do. He only come up with 2, so. And I imagine the more you do, the better rate you're gonna give you on doing it. You want more of these, Jane?
Have you made any contact with these companies?
Not yet. I want to determine how much we're gonna use and how many roads we're gonna try to do. So I imagine they charge by the tanker when they put that down. And usually a tanker does about a mile of road.
Okay, well, it'd be interesting to see what they would charge for that kind of service. I don't know if there's any other, is this a specialty for them?
I don't know, he said those are the ones that are doing it right now, so.
Got an idea where they're located? Where they're located at?
He didn't give me the addresses. Give me the phone numbers, and that was it.
Down where 217 area code.
They probably had to move everything in to do it, but if all they're gonna use their distributor truck, they shouldn't have to move nothing in.
The oil company supplies the tanker, don't they?
Well, their truck, they pull off a tanker, we have to call and order the oil for them, and, because we got, they bid out, so.
And they set the tanker at the job or wherever you locate it?
They'll drop it at a job site, they like you to get it out within 2 hours and get it going, get it put back on the road so they don't sit there and wait. If you keep it too long, they'll fine you and cost you a little more money.
Okay, so when you have this year's projects planned out, you'll have a better idea of what.
I figured if we was gonna do it, I figured it'd split it in half, split the oil money in half. That'd be about $250 a piece for hot mix and chip seal. But you gotta figure their cost in along with that, in that $250. So so that knocks it down a little bit. But the gravel comes out of another fund, so you don't have a cost there.
Oh, you got any ideas or suggestions?
Have you got any suggestions of roads you want to try it on?
Yeah, you
I could go out there and pick any roads, and they all need it.
Wade's is bad. Mine,
He
mine's bad.
needs more chip sealing.
Yeah. Yeah, he does need.
There is, if you've been up on Waterloo Road and looked at the cracking in it, and I tell you, Harrisburg Road, I went down it the other day, and it's got some major bad spots in it, coming around on it. I don't know where it's all the heavy trucks going on it or what. But it's been up 5 years, so I don't know how long you figure on getting out of hot mix.
Yeah, well, none of it's gonna last forever, we know that.
Yep.
Well,
Is there a way to smooth these roads up a little bit before we chip seal them?
Way to beef them up?
Smooth them. Get rid of some of them holes and mountains.
Well, yeah, we'll have to try to patch them out and smooth them out the best we can. It works a lot better if the road's real smooth, but a lot of our roads that we chip seal have got such a high crown on them. That's why we've got the bigger chip box, so we could do it in one pass and try to do away with that crown eventually.
Did those guys with the truck leasing program ever get back with you?
No, they haven't got back yet. I'm still waiting on them.
Because they mentioned having a distributor truck. I just wonder what the comparison.
Well, they'd have to
price-
build one. You're probably talking a year down the road if they have to build one. Unless they know somebody's got one. So I don't know.
well, when we make up our mind how many miles we're gonna try to do this year, see what these people say.
Okay. You want me to just go ahead and call them and give them a set amount of miles, and I can figure out how much oil money we can spend out of that, and still, I don't know what they would charge. That's the problem, trying to figure the cost in on top of it.
Right, yeah. Well, if you can get that out of them,
Okay, I'll see, I'll give them a call and I'll check it out and see what they can find out.
okay. You got any high water signs out today?
We got the gates closed on the drive forwards, all except for Waterloo up there. It's still good. It surprised me. It's usually the first one that floods over. But they didn't get much water above us as drains as we thought they would. But they're talking down around Alpine, so we'll have more down there.
Okay,
It's been a mess. Not so much high water, you got so much trash on the road that comes out of the creeks when it floods the roads. We have to scrape them off.
yeah.
I was going down Garrison Creek, people's drives are just flooding out onto their road.
Yeah.
I mean, the gravel and everything, it's mounds of gravel out there.
That's why there, you got everything out in the road, leaves, you name it, corn stalks, anything you find out there. It's bringing it all out.
Well, it happens every spring. Okay, anything else, Jay?
That's all I've got.
Anybody else got anything?
I wondered about that trash that was down there that you brought up at the last meeting. People with tires and stuff out there. Was it?
Oh, you mean up there at the
exhibits?
bridge? We haven't got back up to it, but we will. We'll get up there and clean it up.
So you didn't find out if it was ours to do? Maybe
I
that was
haven't.
what you were asked.
Did you figure out what the right of way is up there?
No, I haven't done the look. See if we even own it that way.
You guys take care of that today? Find out? That'd be good, because that was a complaint, so it would be good to take care of it.
Well, I got another phone call down there from the same conservation officer that called before, so he probably got something else he wants to talk to me about too. So I'll find out what that is.
Okay, thanks, Jay. Is Michael King still back there? I didn't know if he wanted anything or not. Surveyor Bill Mackey. Bill, do you have anything going today? Okay. Ron Stevens, do you have anything?
Unless you have something for me.
Okay. Does the county attorney have anything for us?
Not today.
Okay. Anybody have any mail they need to share? Anybody have any old business you want to take care of? What about new business? Okay. We'll bring this up briefly. As you three know, or you two know, last week we were granted the LARA grant for the Man Love Park Lake. So we applied earlier in the year for a grant from the DNR that they call a LARA grant. It stands for Lake and River Enhancement. And the money they spend on these grants comes from boat ramp permits. Luckily, Man Love Park had a boat ramp. And so we've been awarded a $100,000 grant from the DNR this year to begin the desedimentation of Man Love Park Lake. It is now 83 years old, and it's collected 83 years worth of mud and sediment and everything else, and it's become so shallow that it's no longer even a good habitat for fish. So we'll be meeting sometime soon with DNR officials on how to go about this. And they know that they're signing on for a multi-year project. We don't know yet how long it will take, but we're going to try to do it as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And when we're done, hopefully we'll have a Man Love Lake that is like brand new again. And with the changes in farming habits or farming practices in recent years, it ought to last a lot longer because you don't get the kind of runoff today that you did when they moldboard plowed, you know. So we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure it's going to inconvenience some folks at the park while it's ongoing, but the campground will remain open, and there just may not be any water in the lake for about 2 or 3 years. So we'll know more after we meet with the DNR officials on this, but it sounds like a real fun project. And so we'll have more to report about this later. When we get Doug Nussbaum will be the overseer on this. And believe it or not, they didn't even know there was a publicly owned lake in Fayette County until we applied, because I guess Man Love Park must be one of the best kept secrets in the state. But so that's the report on that. And I will report on this because I do serve on the Fayette County Economic Development Group. Last Thursday, the EDG voted to stand good for a $350,000 loan on behalf of the Glenwood Water Project. So we have now committed half of the amount of money that Glenwood would need to do the engineering part of their water project. And on that, is there anything you would like to share with the public on that right now, Jeff?
I mean, no, we're still in the process of seeing if we can get if all these entities can get together and give Glenwood the interest-free loan. Once we get that, then I think the next step would be to decide if we're going to actually proceed with it as far as if it financially makes sense for all the entities involved. There's still some questions that are being asked, but I think we're making positive steps towards getting a certain answer.
Okay, did they come and see you guys last night, Mayor? Is there anything you'd like to share about that or not?
I made the presentation. We got a lot of work to do on our end, but made the presentation.
Okay. I think though, as far as the county's interest, as far as the county goes, we've done all we can do.
Certainly, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Okay. Anybody got anything else? All that concludes
Hey,
our.
Dale, can I say something?
Pardon?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Thank you. If you notice, we got the fence up around the parking lot here, so we will be getting construction here. Hopefully in a few weeks, we'll start moving some dirt. There will be some truck traffic coming in. It won't be immediately, so we'll have to work with shutting down probably the entranceway to Market Street. We won't get semis in here and loading stuff. Most of it will just be unloading, so there'll be a little bit of inconvenience going on there, and with concrete trucks and stuff like that are there. Most of that work won't happen until late summer, early fall. So right now, it's just gonna be dump trucks going in and out while we're removing some of the old debris in there and bringing some compaction back in. So appreciate you guys working with us on just the traffic flow and everything. Second thing is, during the eclipse, we did create an emergency route, an emergency corridor. It's going to be starting down here at the split on Grand and Western. It's where it's really going to start. We did that because it's closest to our fire station 1. And it's going to go up to 19th Street. It's going to turn in front of junior high, over in front of the hospital. Then go up Virginia, kind of jogs around a couple times all the way to 30th Street. The reason we did that, we still don't know what's going to happen Monday. I mean, worst case scenario, 40, 50,000 people. That's a lot of people in our community. We have 3 main thoroughfares, and that's Grand, Western, and State Route 1, Park Road. And we're so long, we're not very wide. We're concerned about if I have an emergency on one end of the town to the other, how do we get there? So we'll have some cones set up. It's going to say local and emergency route only. I'm just encouraging all the residents, if you see people on that road that shouldn't be there, just tell them to get off. We'll be monitoring it as well. We're just worried that if there's an incident that we can get through from one end of the city to the other. So that map is also on our webpage. Did you put that on your small?
I haven't
Okay.
updated my map yet.
We did create a map for everyone. It's on the city webpage. We put it, the fire department's put out, police department, TV3, we're sharing everywhere we can. I just want to encourage everyone with that. Secondly, I know the governor ordered a emergency order for that day, emergency declaration that day. Just encourage everyone to stay home. I'm encouraging our residents, make sure you got plenty of gas in your car. Make sure you got plenty of food for the day. Because we found out in other communities that had this eclipse that the first thing it ran out of was gas stations ran out of gas, restaurants ran out of food, and the biggest deal is not before the eclipse, it's after the eclipse, because a lot of people travel and chase the eclipse, go to different parts of the country so they can watch it again, and that's when all the problems arise. So a lot of problems were fights breaking out because traffic got stuck, car broke down, fights were breaking out because they ran out of gas and food. You had dog bites was another one. That one surprised me. And people staring at the sun without glasses, so they had that burn on their eyes. So I'm just encouraging everyone just to please stay calm. If situation gets crazy, just stay as calm as we can. We are going to be directly towing people. If their car breaks down or they run out of gas, it will get towed instantly, as long as we get a tow truck there. So that's kind of the plan going on. I just want to encourage everyone, just the more time we can get this information out there, the more people will watch it. Just really watch that emergency route. We want to keep it as clear as possible. That way we can get there. So that's really all I have. Thank you.
Well, let's all hope for the best for next Monday. It appears that next Monday is going to be a partly cloudy day, so we've probably got a pretty good chance of seeing an eclipse. Okay. Anyone else have anything? Any patron concerns? Dick, you haven't said a word.
Good to see y'all.
Okay.
I got one question for Jeff.
Sir?
Is there any way to, or can we go about a way to look into these gas stations? I mean, I noticed today that a couple of them, they're already at $3.80 a gallon. And is there a way to look at these places that are trying to price gouge people?
Probably not. not on the county level. We're not equipped to do that, and we wouldn't be able to certainly get anything, to make anything happen before next week or something. I mean, that's really state and federally regulated. It's mainly federally regulated, but and that's certainly not my area of expertise, but I don't know. I mean, we control taxes on them and things like that as far as the government goes, but I'm not sure of any regulation on pricing. That's why you see during, just hypothetically, presidential elections, prices go way down.
Yeah. I just had a person let me know that Liberty was at $3.19 and Connorsville at $3.80. Now, there's something wrong somewhere.
Well, I'm unaware of anything the county can do. I mean, government entity can do. I will tell you, the way you beat that is you go to Liberty and buy your gas there.
Yeah, I did. That's all I got.
Hotels and motels are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yo-yo their prices. I don't like it any more than you do. Okay. Is there anything else?
Move to approve payroll and claims.
Okay, we got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve claims and payroll. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Vote no, would that upset them? Vote no, would that upset them?
Might. It probably would.
They yell at James' office out.
If you want to try it sometime to see what happens, you can do that.
Okay. All that is.
You might have to run out the door.
Yeah, I keep looking up there.
Me too. What time is it?
You forgetting anything?
Probably.
What is it? We'll take care of it now.
The mayor took care of the clips for us, so that was good.
Okay. You forgetting anything, Jane?
I don't think so.
All right.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.